Alright guys, now I know many of you aren't masters of economics and all this talk about the stock market can get a little confusing. This website breaks it down in a pretty easy to understand way though, and I think it could be a useful tool for you guys to use and to read to get a little more in-depth understanding of what this day meant for the American economy. As you guys can see, this website's a little lengthy. I'm not going to have you read the whole thing, but I'm just going to pick out some key points that I would like to discuss further, and if you have any more questions or you're still a little confused, you can read a little more on your own, or we can talk about it in class tomorrow. So as it's noted on the screen right here where I'm pointing, Black Thursday is the first day of the stock market crash in 1929, and it still happens to be the worst stock market crash in the United States history. And this is what we see as being the start of the Great Depression. Now this next section, titled What Happened, includes a lot of stats and figures as to how much the stock market was actually losing. As I mentioned earlier, this is not an economics course, so I do not expect you to have all the numbers memorized. But I do want you guys to understand, here I'm pointing again, so I want you guys to understand that due to an initial fall of 4.6% of the Dow Jones Industrial Average, investors were becoming paranoid. This resulted in stocks being traded in large masses than we had ever seen before. As a result, and at its worst, the stock market had lost nearly 90% of its value since its high in September 3rd, 1929, as indicated down here. So what exactly caused it? The Roaring Twenties was a time of prosperity and living large in America. Naturally, investing in the stock market became Americans' newest hobby, and everyone was participating in it. It was seen as the get-rich scheme of the time. Even people who didn't have the money could invest by borrowing from a stockbroker, and they would only have to put 10 to 20% down themselves. Banks were also using personal savings as a stock market investment and without the permission of the people. These factors are all said to have contributed to the eventual crash and why it hit the American people so hard. Alright, and as it's noted down here, the New York Times specifically blamed margin sellers, short sellings, and the disappearance of foreign investors for a stock market drop the previous day, which caused all this paranoia. Another useful part of this website that I want you guys to look a little further into is this chart down here. So this chart just breaks up the stock market crash day by day and gives you all the stats and figures. And you'll notice that some of the dates are highlighted and underlined. That just means you can click on it, and it'll bring you to an entirely new website specifically talking about this day. So this website here is talking about Black Monday, and as you'll notice it says 1987, 1929, and 2015. Because we're just focusing on the Great Depression, all you guys need to look at is 1929 Black Monday. So you'll just scroll down, and you'll find it down here, and it just gives you a quick 2-paragraph briefing of what Black Monday was. So if you guys could just take the time to read that, you'll get a little bit of a better understanding. Alright. And you'll do the same for Black Tuesday. Since Black Tuesday is a little more significant of the day than Black Monday, a whole website's dedicated to it. So there's a whole page. And it's set up in the same way that the Black Thursday website was set up. So it just breaks it down into the definition, what happened, and what caused Black Tuesday, and how this impacted the Great Depression. Okay. So just go through this website. It'll help you gather information as to how the Great Depression started, which is a very important aspect of the Great Depression. And if there's any further questions, we can talk about it in class tomorrow. Thanks, guys.